We're going to start today looking at sentence composing, different ways to compose your sentences just so you can make them varied and have stronger sentences in your writing. And we're going to be doing a lot more writing, timed writing, short timed writings where you have 15, 20 minutes to look at a prompt and figure out what it's saying. This is a good way to get really good at writing without it taking a ton of time. So as we look at different sentence composing tools, you're going to want to pay attention to which tool we're using and kind of the impact that that tool will have on our writing. We've talked all year about reading like a writer. This is a little bit different. This is writing, but we're going to use inspiration from a lot of different professional writers. So as we go through this, pay attention and understand these are the tools that professional writers use. And if you can adapt those into your own writing, if you can put those into your own writing, you're going to have a stronger essay, a stronger paragraph, a stronger sentence. So first, we're going to start with an opening adverb. And you should copy down the definition if you have not already. Adverbs describe how somebody does something. Okay, and I know those are very vague words, but we're going to look at it. You're going to be able to see kind of how that works. An adverb, we're looking at putting an adverb at the beginning of a sentence. Okay, and I've already marked this a little bit. A comma always follows an opening adverb, and we're going to see how that works. But we're going to put the adverb, and then we're going to always have a comma after the adverb when we're starting a sentence with it. All adverbs give information about an action. Okay, so adverbs are going to be actions. Adverbs that tell you how an action happened, so quickly, slowly, rapidly, almost always end in ly. Other adverbs tell when an action happened, now, then, yesterday, or where an action happened, overhead, nearby, underneath. So when we're looking at adverbs, we're looking at how, when, and where things happen. With the how, we're almost always going to have an ly. So here's our first example for how. Quickly, they flung a rope with a hook towards him, and that's from The Hobbit. Here's an example of when. Overnight, comma, Jim had acquired an alien set of values and was trying to impose them on me. And so that is from To Kill a Mockingbird, another famous novel that you'll probably see in high school. And then for where, outside, comma, beyond the low white fence, a wagonette with a pair of cabs was waiting. And that is from Doyle's Sherlock Holmes novel, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Okay, so you can have single opening adverbs or you can have multiples. And so a single would just be one. So here we have, reluctantly the boy fastened the collar on the bear cub. Or you can have multiple, quickly and quietly. So we can say how and when. Okay. Or we could say two hows, or we could say where and when, okay? On and on they walked, but the view did not vary, and that is from Harry Potter, okay? So even though that's the same word, we're using an adverb twice. So that would be multiple adverbs. And remember, repetition is a good way to make something more important, to emphasize something. On and on they walked, but the view did not vary. So they're walking for a long time. Here, it's instantly, obediently, Jonas had dropped his bike on the side of the path behind the family's dwelling, and that's from another famous novel, The Giver. Okay, so this time they didn't put and, or, they just put a comma, instantly, obediently. So, and those are ly, so those are our how adverbs. So the first exercise you're going to do is matching. You're going to carefully read, and where there's a little, they call this a caret, where there's a little caret, you're going to find the word on the other side that makes sense that would fit in there. And you're going to write that word. You can just write the word right in there so that it makes sense. I don't want just lines drawn or anything. Go ahead and write either above or below, right? If you think that A, you're going to write A and then write it in there. And these are all professional examples. So you're going to do 1 through 5. If you don't know what words mean, go ahead and look them up. So that is going to be our first practice, is the matching. Our second practice is unscramble to imitate. Okay, so it says here, in the model and the scrambled list, identify the opening adverb. Okay, so you're looking for that. Next, unscramble and write out the sentence parts to imitate the model. So you're going to see a model, and then you're going to have scrambled up parts of a sentence. You're going to write your own imitation of the model and identify the opening adverb. Okay? So here's our model. Slowly, she slid the rest of the way down and vanished, and that is from Michael Crichton's Prey. So we know the opening adverb is slowly. You're going to find in this the opening adverb. And then you're going to imitate the rest of the sentence. And you're going to write it out here. You're going to rewrite the whole sentence with capitals, with the comma, with the period, so that it imitates the sentence. Okay? Our next part, in the model, you're going to identify the opening adverb, combine the list of sentences to imitate the model. So instead of just giving us sentence, parts of the sentence, this time they gave us littler sentences. So you're going to combine these sentences to imitate the model. Finally, you're going to write your own imitation of the model and identify the opening adverb. So I'm going to put OA for opening adverb because I identified it on the first one. So our model says, up, up, Icarus went, soaring into the bright sun. And you're going to take these two sentences and you're going to rewrite them so that it is one sentence that imitates this style. Okay? Our next part is imitating. Identify the opening adverbs in the models and sample imitations. Then choose one of the models and write an imitation of the entire sentence. One sentence part at a time. See if your classmates can guess which model you used. So it's giving you a couple of models and a sample. 3 models, and you've got 3 samples. And what you're going to do, you're going to read those 3 models, you're going to read the 3 samples, and then you're going to identify those opening adverbs, and then you're going to just choose one of the 3, and you're going to write an imitation of that entire sentence, one sentence part at a time. So you are writing your own. Your own sentence that imitates that. Okay, so once you have, you're going to create your own sentence here, modeling after, imitating either 1, 2, or 3. And then our last practice is expanding. It says below are sentences with the opening adverbs omitted. Omitted means taken out, okay? At the caret mark. For each caret, add an opening adverb, blending your content and style with the rest of the sentence. So you're going to add an opening adverb in a way that makes sense. Here you have 3 carets, here you have 2 carets, here you have 1 caret. And you can write those, just write them right below it, okay? And then our final activity is composing a paragraph. Pretend that you are one of the professional writers listed below. who has written the first sentence of a long story. Use one of the sentences, so use one of the sentences as a first sentence in a paragraph that will begin the story. Create the rest of the paragraph. Just as the writer's sentences use opening adverbs, within your paragraph, use opening adverbs and other sentence composing tools to make your paragraph. Reminder, don't try to write a complete story. Write only the first paragraph of that story. Maybe later you'll want to write the entire story. And so here are 3 sentences from professional writing. And I want you to pick one of those, and in your composition book or in a Word document, you are going to write that first paragraph. That's the paragraph symbol. And I would like for it to be at least 300 words. Okay? All right, so let me know if you have questions, and I will let you get to work.